In today's video, I am sharing with you 5 awesome DIYs using these $1 little drawers from Dollar Tree. Hey guys, and welcome to Krafts by Katelyn. If you're new here, my name is Katelyn and I love all things DIY and crafting, especially whenever we are getting closer to the fall season. It is one of my favorite times to craft all year. I'm already having so much fun putting out fall crafts. If you want to see some fall content, I'll link some videos in the description box down below. But make sure that you do subscribe and hit that thumbs up button because I am going to be putting out a ton of more fall content for the next couple of months. I'm super excited about it. I have a billion ideas. I just can't wait to get them all out to you all. But today is a really fun video. I have been loving making these videos where I try to take one item and make 5 different ways or 5 different DIYs or ways to style it, and these are just so much fun. So for today, I chose these little wooden drawers. All of my Dollar Trees struggle to get all of the new items, especially in Crafters Squares, but these little wooden drawers are actually really popular in all of the stores that I went to, so I'm really hoping that you all can find these and they're something that everyone can have access to. So I really hope you enjoy these DIYs, and let's go ahead and get on into crafting. For this first project, I'm just using one little drawer each, but I am going to be making a set of 2 because I am going to make some little lights in these, and I think they are adorable whenever you do make 2 of these, so you can set them on either side of your table or decor piece. I love using this antique wax. I've been using it all the time lately, but whenever you do paint, especially like this natural wood, it just gives it that stained effect without having the stinky smell of it or having to go outside and stain it or getting it all over your hands. So I go ahead and paint it with the Waverly Antique Wax, and then it just really soaks into the wood and just still shows the wood grain really beautifully. I do go ahead and just distress the edges a little bit so that some of the natural wood does show through. I am going to be putting some stuff on top of this, but not really wanting it to sink down in the box, so I do add a little bit of styrofoam so that I will have a nice and secure base. Like I said, I am turning these into little light decor pieces, so I needed some lights. Dollar Tree has these little LED emergency candle lights which work perfect with DIYing. They have this neat little plastic base so that you can glue them down, but the candlestick itself still pops out and you're able to trade out the batteries. And then I go ahead and hot glue some of this Spanish moss down because I'm not wanting you to be able to see the styrofoam. So it definitely looks boring and needs help with the Spanish moss, so I wanted to add some decor in there. I am loving these little berries. Dollar Tree has out some colorful ones, some dark red and oranges if you want to go that route, but I knew I was going to add some orange pumpkins in here, so I wanted to go with more of a neutral, and they sold this at Hobby Lobby and I'd already picked it up, so I was excited to get to use it. And then Dollar Tree has these mini little pumpkins. I started out just using orange, but I thought it looked really cute to mix the orange and the white together. And they are just on these little wires, so I do cut them down a tiny bit and just push that down into the styrofoam. I felt like it needed some height in the back, so using some lamb's ear because it is a neutral for all the colors on this little block, I hot glued that down in the back. And then I wanted to give it a little bit of extra detail, so I took a little bit more of this berry vine and kind of wrapped it around the candlestick and made little twists. I wrapped it around my finger to get the little spirals so that they kind of stuck up and gave it a little bit more height. I felt like that candlestick just sticking up by itself just needed some company up there, so it just makes it look more as a whole piece. I made sure that I hot glued a little string because I want this to kind of look like a little wooden bucket, but this is how easy they came together, and using those little drawers for something different is always so much fun. For the first DIY, I was able to share with you all a DIY that you could see each individual little drawer, but for this DIY, I wanted to create a larger piece that was kind of camouflaged so that you couldn't even tell I was using the drawers, so that they were kind of multi-purpose. I started by gluing these together. You could also create like a larger centerpiece. I did this in my Kirkland's video. If you want to check that out with the crates, by gluing more of these together, that would work. But I thought it would be really cute to create like a little picket fence planter. I fell in love with that little picket fence that I made using Dollar Tree items recently on my channel, and it was just so cute that I knew I had to make some more items using a little white picket fence. So I thought a planter would be a great idea, but I didn't know any other easy material to use other than these jumbo popsicle sticks. They are perfect. You can just cut them so easy with a pair of scissors. I did need a bunch of them, and I kept having to cut and cut and cut, so I'm not gonna lie, my hand did get a little bit tired and I had to take a break, but I cut enough that it would go all the way around the edges. I did have to cut a couple of them in half so that they would fit in the smaller pieces, but I did get all of it covered. I didn't care about the popsicle sticks cracking just a tiny bit at the top. I just felt like it gave it more of a rustic weathered look. And I do want to mention that I ended up cutting 28 of these pieces so that I was able to cover all of the outside. I knew I wanted a lot of fall colors in the floral in the top of this planter, so I'm going with just a white base cover so that it is more of a neutral and looks like a white fence. I go ahead and I started to add a ton of white paint, but then realized I loved that natural wood color showing through, so I tried to kind of even it out and make sure that some of that still showed through. Make sure that you do paint on the inside, because after you get your florals in there, you will still be able to see the top of the back side. I picked up these beautiful colorful fall picks from Walmart. They have an orange pumpkin on there, as well as mixed in some raffia and berries and leaves. I just think they are gorgeous. They're just they're right under $1, and they are really nice quality, and you're able just to really fill this up with a few of them. I could have got away with using 3 of them, I feel like, and then I go back in a little bit later and add some more lamb's ear to fill in those holes on the edges. I wanted it to look like a little chalkboard in the front. I'm not painting this with real chalkboard paint, but I just want it to look like that, so I'm painting it with some of my black, just ink colored paint. And then I just free-handed pumpkins 25 cents, but if I would have had stickers, I would have preferred to use that. I have never loved my handwriting on my own projects in my house, but I have learned that if you put those little dashes on the ends of and make this certain font, but on the ends of your letters, I just feel like it makes it look so much nicer and like it's meant to kind of be a sloppy little word. So I think it turned out okay. But I picked up this lamb's ear from Walmart. I just like to fold the stems over so that I can pull them out and use them on other projects when I want to, and I'm not always having to cut them up. But this is how cute this came together, and just using popsicle sticks to make this perfect little white picket fence planter. I'm trying to be resourceful here, so now I'm just using the insides of all of those drawer pieces that we used in the first 2 projects, but you definitely can use the larger pieces if you are not making everything. So for these, I wanted them to be orange, but I want my letter underneath to show through. So using some truffle brown paint, because I had way more of that truffle brown color than I do of my antique wax. So I'm going to save that. But I go ahead and paint this brown because I am wanting to paint that top orange color, like really kind of dry brushing it really heavy so that some of the brown does show through. So I go ahead and cover all of those, and then I go ahead and add my sticker on first so that I can paint over the top of that. I love using these little wooden blocks to make like word blocks. I have made the word bloom for spring and made like home for spring, and they're just so cute. I replaced the O's with a flower. So if you wanted to write like home and replace the O with a pumpkin, that would be adorable. But after I got to painting these, I thought these would be so cute turned into little square pumpkins. I know whenever I used to make a lot of palette wood decor, I would always use the extras and just kind of make little scrappy pumpkins and just make them super cheap because they were just scraps, and everyone loved to pick those up. So these are really fun to make into pumpkins. The only thing I did on these wrong was I usually pick up my letter sticker before the paint dries, and I accidentally got distracted and let the paint fully dry, and the stickers were kind of hard to remove. So I definitely still remove them while they're wet. And then I just picked up these little cutters from Amazon. I'll link them down below, but they are so handy with cutting mostly dowel rods. They cut through dowel rods really easy, and I know I have a hard time cutting dowel rods with scissors, so they are very helpful. I did use these to cut these tumbling tower blocks. They were a little bit harder to cut through that, but I still got them cut off, which is something I definitely wouldn't have been able to do with a pair of scissors. But I go ahead and paint those brown to be the little stems, and then I wanted some decor floral pieces on the top, so I do stack up a couple of different leaves and then add in my stem and then some berries that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. Dollar Tree has out these little paper sunflowers, which are adorable. I just love these so much. They are so cute, and I'm so excited to see what everyone else does with them. I decided to go ahead and just stick the tiny ones. They also sell these in a larger size, but I stuck that in the middle, and it just made it feel like it finished this entire piece. But you could separate these out or push them all together. But these cute little pumpkins that say fall were so inexpensive to make. A really fun project, and just look really cute and colorful setting on your table. For this project, I'm taking out the middle and just using the larger piece. I am going to be turning this into a really pretty planter, but this also would work if you wanted to turn this upside down and just make some more decor blocks. But I want to share with you how you can Mod Podge on some scrapbooking paper. I know that you're going to be able to see the edges because I'm not going to get it cut perfect to this cube. So I go ahead and paint that white in case the edges show, and then using some black and white buffalo check print paper. I picked this up from Hobby Lobby, but you definitely can get online and find some free printables to print out your own buffalo check paper. But I just love going in Hobby Lobby and just getting stocked up on all of their paper that I can use throughout the year. I go ahead and set this on top of the back of the paper and trace it, and then cut this out. You would only have to cut 4 times, but I accidentally Mod Podged it to the bottom, so I had to cut out an extra one. I know when a lot of the new trends come out or get started, it's expensive to go out and start collecting all of the new trendy pieces, but just Mod Podging on like a certain colored paper or a certain pattern, just like this black and white buffalo check, it just can incorporate all of the new colors and styles into your home on a budget. And definitely don't feel the need to go out, but always check online and see what kind of free printables that you can get. I definitely want to start looking into more free printables that I can share with you guys. I just haven't been able to have the time to sit down and do the research I wanted to on there, but I wanted to fill these up with some colorful flowers since the base is black and white. So I chose these 3 different color flowers that were the same and just went ahead and cut them off and then just rearranged them in this arrangement so that they would be kind of spread out evenly. And then I felt like it still had a few holes that I wanted to fill in, so I'm using some Walmart greenery. Because I'm addicted to bows and I feel like I have to add one to everything, I just made this cute little dainty bow out of some thick jute twine and cut that off and just hot glued it right onto the front. You could have done this on both sides, the front and the back, if you wanted this to be kind of reversible, but I thought that was good enough just to put it on the front. I picked my favorite side that I thought the flowers looked the best, but this is how easy and simple it was to turn this plain little drawer into a really nice, cute little floral arrangement. And for this DIY, it's not exactly the same. I'm not making like a fall decor piece, but I wanted to share with you how you can take these drawers and put them together to make like a larger drawer system that is perfect to use with our crafting, whether you have a crafting room or just like setting in like on your crafting area. This is perfect for holding all those tiny little trinkets that always get lost in the bottom of my crafting tub. So for this, I ended up using 8, but you could glue as many as you wanted together. I do recommend marking the drawers somehow because I did struggle trying to find the exact drawer that went into the box, and they are made so different that they are kind of hard to mix match the insides with the outsides. But after I got these glued together, the top was what I was really worried about, and the sides, making sure that I camouflage those cracks into the solid piece. So I go ahead and take some wood filler and just really kind of make it smooth on the top. I didn't worry about the back as much because, like I said, this is going to be setting against a wall. I also think this little drawer set would be really cute on like some type of a shelf or organizer or wherever you love to keep your crafting supplies. I decided to go ahead and paint this with the steel color, which is the medium gray color, because I thought I would distress this with the elephant color like I always do, but I decided just to go ahead and leave it solid because I thought it was such a beautiful piece. I went ahead and painted the entire front with the steel color paint, but then I do go back in off camera a little bit later and add in some filler just in the front cracks, and I repainted over those. So I felt like that really helped it to look more like a solid piece, and you wasn't able to tell as much that they were individual drawers glued together. So for the insides, I'm going to paint this white. I thought originally I was going to paint the big solid piece with the antique wax, but I was worried about the wood filler. I know it's supposed to be stainable, but I really felt like it would show up with a thinner paint, so that's why I went with the thicker chalk paint. And then you can tell that I'm struggling trying to find where these drawers go. They're just all made so different, and some of them were like weird shape even though they all fit together perfectly, so it was really weird. And then I needed some type of little handle. I know a lot of people has been making these drawers on their channel and gluing them together and doing a billion different handle ideas, which is really cool, but I'm just keeping this super simple and super easy. I just painted 8 of the little tumbling tower blocks dark brown. I think it looks really classy. There's a couple places I need to touch up, but like I said, this just holds, like, I'll be able to put like thumbtacks and paper clips if you wanted to keep this on your desk, but I'll be able to put like not only my office stuff, but some of these tiny little craft pieces like the wood letters and the tumbling tower and the little wooden cubes. But I think this looks so adorable, and this would be a really fun piece to make really colorful as well. Thank you all so much for coming along and crafting with me today. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these projects was your favorite. I love them all so much, and it is so much fun taking that one item, like I said, and trying to create different styles and ideas out of it. So let me know if you are loving this little series on my channel. I'm just having so much fun doing that. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next, because I have been cranking out content and I just always love to make sure that I am creating content that you want to see. So I will be putting out a ton of fall DIYs. If you have any specific requests, make sure that you do leave those down below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed with your little bell notification turned on, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.